Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we are starting off down here in the cave. It's actually kind of where we started the series off, was in this cave area. And I'm just mining up some moss because I really like it and I want to use some of it, especially the azalea leaves, the leaves that grow from this. I want to use some of that in future builds and I just want to use it to decorate because it looks really nice. And the moss carpets are also really great for covering light sources like torches. That way you don't have them sitting out all over on the ground and it just kind of looks a lot like a mess. But we have a lot of stuff planned for today, so I think this should be more than enough moss that we're going to need. I might just gather just a little bit more. But if you guys enjoyed today's episode or any of the other episodes in this series, please do consider subscribing and leaving a like. That way you can be notified of upcoming episodes since my upload schedule is a little bit inconsistent. Sorry, I am in college. It's just something that happens. But yeah, I really appreciate the support on the last few episodes. It really means a lot, and I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying. But yeah, as I said, we have a lot of stuff planned for today, so I'm gonna try and get back to the surface up there to where my house is, and we're just gonna dive right into what we have planned for today. This is why I need to get a better lighting situation in this area. This is absolutely ridiculous. These guys are loitering, they're soliciting, they're all of the ings. I don't know the other list of words, but they're not supposed to be here. Taking a look at our vision board. It's not really a vision board, but I just think that that's kind of a funny joke to make. It's more of our bulletin board for things that we need to do. We've already done this, sort of. This we're still kind of working on, slowly but surely. The next thing that we're going to work on today specifically, though, is the farm area. I started working on it a little bit with that extra plot in the last episode, and today I really want to expand, so there's a lot more, even if they're not all full plots, at least that we have everything built in this area. And right in the middle, just to kind of bring it all together, I'm going to try and build a really nice windmill, which I don't usually do, so I'm not entirely sure how it's going to look. I really hope it looks all right. I've been testing a couple of things in my creative world just to kind of get an idea of how it should look, so that hopefully it doesn't look like absolute buns, because that would be the worst thing. I don't want to have to build something and then turns out it actually looks awful. So I'm going to try to avoid that. I like the design that I've come up with, but that's going to be the main thing that we're focusing on, and then maybe a couple other little side quests, some side projects. I think the only thing else that I need before we start building over there is going to be copper, because I really like using it in the roofs, and I have been able to get a decent amount of copper since... I'm actually going to make some lightning rods. I don't have any of those. Let me craft the rest of the blocks, though. I was able to get a good amount of copper just because I really like using it, and I know I'm going to need quite a lot of it later, so I'm going to just grab all of this. I'm going to turn this into slabs. Whoa, that's okay. That's a lot more slabs than I thought. Anyways, that should be fine. I'm going to take this down. Hopefully we have everything, and let's start building. Looking at this area here, one thing is very apparent to me, and it's quite flat. And I don't really like that. And so I want it to look not like that, but I want it just to look a little bit more wavy, kind of more wavy hills. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this dirt. Yes, all, I don't know what that is. All one stack and 9 dirt, all 73 pieces that I have to my name. I'm probably going to have to mine some more. I did actually upgrade to a silk touch shovel as well, and a silk touch pickaxe. I'm still trying to get on breaking on that. Currently at level 28, but that's something for later. And I'm just going to see if I can't build up this area, make that area a little bit taller, just so that it, blends a little bit nicer. Ow. That way we'll have a bigger mound, I guess would be the right word. Hill, mini hill, something like that. Hello, chicken. You can go, shoot, go away. You can stay over there. I'm going to try to build this area up and then have it semi-flat over there, but still with something raised in the middle. And then we're going to start building on whatever little plateau we create over there. Started out by creating a longer ring around the outside with a smaller ring in the middle. I'm gonna make sure to be proactive with this and actually light up the underside, just because there is enough space down here for mobs to spawn. So I'm gonna light it up now. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in. I'm probably gonna, oh, yep, I have 2 dirt left. I'm gonna need more dirt, which I guess we'll do now, and then we'll see how this is looking afterwards. Looking much better, and it gives us a lot more space to work with as well. Now for this area here, this is where we're going to build the windmill. As soon as all the rest of these folks vacate the premises. This is the bed I've been using to sleep because this has taken a couple of days. I think for the base. Oh wait, I need spruce wood. I'm gonna grab spruce wood, grab all the rest of the stuff that we need, and then we'll start laying out the foundation. I'm gonna keep the foundation relatively simple. This isn't gonna be that big of a build. This is gonna be a little storage room for crops, and then this is gonna be the main windmill, and then I'm gonna have it facing this way, so the wind blade will be up there. And the other thing that we need to do here is bring this up to 5 blocks. So I'm gonna build up these walls, and that way we can fill in these sections here. I'm gonna have the door there. I'm actually gonna break through here. That way you can walk through to the, I guess the milling floor, or wherever they would, you know, grind up the wheat into flour. So let's see if we can't get the rest of these walls in. Base foundation has been completed. The next part that I'm going to work on is this little, I guess, hut, not hut, but I guess the storage room section on the side here. And I want to just bring a little roof around it, and I need a way to get up here. The scaffolding is an absolute lifesaver. I'm gonna hop on top here, and then for this part of the roof, I wanted to add, that's not right, I wanted to add a small little, I guess, dome. Oh, not dome, but like a rounded roof. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Rounded on the top. And for this part here, I'm gonna do with cut copper. But before I get that in, I want to build up the rest of this tower here. Added in this section of the roof, and I also added a bit of a roof trim around the edges here. Just something simple with some upside down stairs, some regular blocks, and then some slabs in the middle. And I also put some composters there just because I like how it looks at the base of the pillar. But I'm gonna do the same up here, but I really want to use some different colors in this part of the build. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually build this part of the tower with the granite, and I'm gonna use polished granite here. This is gonna be where I'm gonna put some windows. I just need to actually get the windows. I think they're in the chest down there, but I'm gonna have this section be, wait, I need to put in the corners as well. I almost forgot that. Corners are very important. All shapes need them, except circles, but that's different. They're not real shapes. So I'm just gonna leave this like this. Where's the bed over here? Ow, breaking my ankles and my toes. I need to grab the, I know I made some glass panes, so I'm gonna grab some of that. I'll probably need, I'll just grab all of them. And then I'm also gonna throw some lanterns around on the outside here, just to kind of help light up the area. I wonder if I can put, okay, I can't put one up there. Let me grab just a couple of these to fill in at the top. There we go. Now it's a proper wall. And then for the inside, I did put down coarse dirt, and then I also put this here. What this is going to be is it's going to be a, like, it's going to be connected to the actual windmill blades, and it's going to look like it's turning this, which is supposed to be like a grindstone. It's going to turn that to help grind the wheat into flour, and I'm going to put some hay bales, and I think I'm going to put some yellow carpets as well, just to kind of look like spilt flour and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of a roof on there, and then I'm going to build up for the last little section of the windmill. This is what the second section looks like. It just has a simple little triangular roof going all around, and then it has this birch centerpiece, the same color that we've been using in that, and also in that. That way we just kind of match this build with the rest of the things that we've built. The last little part, or I guess not the last, the second to last part that we need to work on is the roof, which I'm going to make out of deep slate. Also, again, to match the rest of it. And I also just really like how deep slate looks. And I'm going to throw a lightning rod right up at the top. And I know this time, unlike that tower over there, we definitely have enough materials to actually finish this part of it up. So I'm going to make my way all the way up here so that we can start putting on this little cone. And done. I think that should be it. We can try to take a look at this from a little bit further away. It looks just a little bit stubby, but honestly, I think it's nice having it a slightly different height than that one, because then it looks, I don't know, it just looks a little bit less uniform, which I kind of like. Now that the actual roof is in, we can start working on the windmill blade, and I'm gonna bring it up by 4 blocks, and then I added a copper trapdoor on the end, just because I think it looks cool. I'm actually gonna take this block out. That way, I need to find a way to get around. Scaffolding are great, but they can be a little bit finicky to use sometimes. There we go. I'm going to put that there. And then the other thing that I want to add is I want to make it look like there's a copper wheel almost, or a little like a cog around the end. Just got to find a way to get underneath here without breaking my toes. I'm going to put that there. And then what I want to do for the actual wind blades is I'm going to use, I just went and I sheared all the sheep, so they're naked and they're cold. And I'm going to use white wool. And I'm going to put these grindstones, just because it kind of looks like wheel attachments almost. And I know I used it in the pulley system at the barn, and I just really liked it. And so I'm going to try using them again here. And now I need to find a way. Building the blade on the bottom, I think is going to be the hardest one. But I'm going to create one of the blades. That way you guys can see what it looks like. I'll probably do the top one first because I think that'll be easiest. And then we'll take a look at it from back there, and then we'll add in all the other 3 because we need 4 in total. This is what it looks like with only one of the blades in. And this is what it looks like with all 4 of the wind blades in, or I guess the windmill blades. I don't really know a better word to use for that, to be honest. I guess the blades, but I think that looks absolutely awesome, and I really, really like how this is looking. It was an absolute pain to build some of this, especially like these outer parts, like getting underneath here. Ugh, oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was absolutely terrible. I'm kidding. It wasn't actually that bad. Now up here, what I'm gonna do is find where it comes through. I think it comes through right here. Yeah. And I'm gonna bring this out here, and I'm going to connect this up, and then I'm gonna get some copper bits and bobs, and then I'll probably just use these regular ones, and I'm gonna see if we can't make it look like there are wheels and the cogs inside here turning as well as that, so that that turns, and then it turns this whole thing here. I've added some extra storage. We have 12 chests, double chests here. I put in the roof. I added this little archway here, which I'm probably going to adjust or modify a little bit later. Added some greenery, of course, and then I added some more copper trapdoors on the inside, just to make it look like there's some more cogs on the inside here that are turning this, which is grinding all the wheat up here. You can see the hay bales that we made on the sides. And then there's also just a little bit of, grain, dust, flour that's left over on the floor, which is represented by these yellow carpets. And with that, I think that our windmill is officially finished. And I really, really like how it came out. I really like the little compasses on the side as a detail, and I really like the windmill blades. They almost look a little bit cartoony, to be honest. Like, they look like they're kind of made like a cartoon style, but I really like it. Those are a little bit difficult to create sometimes because I've tried making windmills in the past and it just hasn't really gone well, but I really like how this one looked. To finish off this area, I'm going to take all this cobblestone, and I also have some moss carpets that I've just kind of been hiding some lighting around. That way we don't have torches just sitting out all over the place because that looks absolutely horrendous. So I'm going to see if I can't put in a coarse dirt pathway, probably leading up to there, and then also around here to head down in that direction. And then I'm going to make a couple more of these larger, like, I guess, crop fields, just scatter them around the place so we can really make this farm area looking a little bit more like farm countryside, I guess. It actually took a surprising amount of time to map out these 3 plots. I'm going to detail them just a little bit with some of the slabs and the stairs that I have, and then I'm going to probably put potatoes, carrots, maybe beetroot if I can find some, And I was also thinking of just leaving one empty and making it look like it's been harvested, so leaving some hay bales around and mostly just having like empty tilled soil, or maybe I'll try using coarse dirt. I might even try incorporating some of the podzol that I have, but first is definitely going to have to just detail them. And thankfully, I have a lot of the mossy cobblestone now as well, which is really adding a lot to it. I think I added a bit more in that side, and then I'm going to go around with the moss carpets, some hay bales, some leaves, and just kind of fancify up the place. So let's see how that looks once it's all complete. All of the farms are completely done now. On this side, we added a nice little carrot patch where we can grow some of these carrots, obviously. And then we have a path going straight up here to the windmill, which is now fully furnished and decked out with all the things we're going to need. I waxed these components, and I'm going to start waxing the other ones as well, just so that they don't, begin to turn blue like is going on that house over there. I am going to have to fix that later, but that's a problem for later me in the future. In the middle here, I was thinking of doing a wheat field like that, but I decided to make it seem as if this place is actually being used as a farm, and so all the soil looks a little bit dry and, used as if the wheat was just harvested. And, it's all being packed into hay bales with some brown carpets to hide the lighting so that mobs don't spawn. And I really like how it looks because it also helps make it feel a little bit more open, because I think if all of this was also regular wheat like that, it would feel very like tight, but I can still walk through here and not feel like I'm trampling on crops, but it also doesn't feel like a completely like wasted space, which I really like. And then on this area, we have our terrific tubers, just a really big potato field, probably more than we're ever going to need. And then in this direction, what I plan to do on in the future is I want to grow some beetroot because we don't have any of that yet. And I also want to grow a good amount of pumpkins and melons. Those are probably going to look a little bit different just because melons and pumpkins grow differently from wheat and carrots. So it's going to be a little bit interesting to figure that out, but I think it's going to be fun and I'm looking forward to it. I could do an automatic farm for those, but I've been trying to stay away from those kind of things and automation in general, just because I want to enjoy building things in this world that really look nice and that still have a function. But I've really been trying to prioritize the things that look nice. So there wasn't really much of a need for me to build that big of a barn or to build all of that, or honestly build all of this. But it was fun and I like how it looked, and so that's just kind of the direction that I wanted to take it, and that's the direction that I wanted to go with in general with this world. But yeah, with that, all of these farms on this side, oh, that's unfortunate. I accidentally stomped on the potatoes. All of these are now completely done. We'll probably add a little bit more detail here and there, but that's something to worry about later. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed today's episode or any of the other episodes that I've done in the past, please consider subscribing and also liking the video. It really helps get the videos out to a larger audience, and it really helps them to uh, just kind of do well and like gain a little bit of traction. And yeah, I really appreciate the support that you guys have given on this episode and also all the episodes in the past. I really, 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 really do appreciate it. And yeah, with that, I will see you guys in the next episode.